Hi, friends. We want to welcome you again to How to Share Your Faith. We always want to have a positive influence on people for Christ. And we often get an opportunity to do that when we go to the doctor's office. See, doctors and nurses, they often focus their whole time on the patient and their needs and their concerns. But very seldom does a patient turn around and take an interest in the doctor or the nurse. And yet, it's very easy and very appropriate to do that because you're one-on-one with them in the doctor's room, and there are lots of personal conversations going on, and it's easy to take an interest in them and ask questions about them. I usually ask about their career, how they got into that line of work, how long they've been there, what they love about it, and I always end with, when I think of you, how do you want me to pray for you? To my surprise and delight, they usually go pretty deep in answering that question. And it gives me an opportunity to know how to pray for them, to share with them some encouragement spiritually. And also, it gives me the opportunity, if it's appropriate, to pray for them right then. They usually are very appreciative of that. And so is God. Now, if they're really busy, they don't have the time, then that's really fine as well. I always want to honor them and just adjust to whatever their schedule is like. A couple months ago, I went to the doctor's office, and the nurse that was checking me in with blood pressure and all that, she was very friendly, very helpful, easy to talk to, and I was asking questions to get to know her, and then finally I said, so Tina, when I think of you, how do you want me to pray for you? Well, she was pondering that. So I tried to help her out and said, all right, what is the biggest point of stress in your life? And she said, my marriage. And I said, can you give me another sentence on that? She said, my husband is bipolar and he doesn't take his medications. Oh man, that is a roller coaster of depression to manic depressive behavior. It's really tough. And so I said, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Do you have any children? She said, yes, 7 years old, 11, and 13. I said, wow, you really need God to help you through this. What is your church background? She said, I don't have one. So I said, you need God in this situation to give you the grace and strength that you need to be able to cope with the situation. And you need his guidance, you need wisdom as to how to handle different situations. You need his ongoing capacity to keep forgiving, and also wisdom as to how to set boundaries. It's a really difficult situation, and you do need God's help in that process. I have an app that explains how to get closer to God. Would you like to see it? She said, yes, I would. And so I took her through the app that explained how to receive Christ. We got to the prayer. She really liked it. She wanted to cross over and receive Christ. I said, you can do this anytime on your own, but if you want, I could lead you in a prayer right now, just phrase by phrase. You talk to God from your heart, and I'll guide you through the prayer. Well, she wanted that. And so I led her through the prayer. It was very meaningful, a lot of tears in her eyes. And then afterwards, I showed her passages on the assurance of her salvation, God's presence, God's forgiveness, and God's promises to be with her as she faces these different challenges. Well, she was really grateful. I went in from there to see the doctor, and after the doctor's office, I went out to my car. I got her a little Gospel of John booklet and another booklet to help her grow spiritually. I came back into the doctor's office, and Tina was there talking to the 3 other nurses she works with, and they were all kind of huddled around her. And then when I came in, they all turned to me, and she had apparently shared with them what had happened. And so the other nurses, I mean, there's tears in their eyes, said to me, thank you so much for talking to Tina. We really appreciate it. And I thought, wow, that is fantastic, because she has a support group of friends right there at the place of her employment where she works. Well, okay, why did that happen? It's because I just asked the question, when I think of you, how do you want me to pray for you? and everything just kind of evolved out of that. I want you to think about that when you go into a doctor's office in the future. If this has been helpful for you, share it with your friends. And if you want to follow us or like us on Facebook and Twitter, then you get more information. We'll be doing this every 2 weeks. If you want to find out more about our ministry, go to the How to Share Your Faith website, and then you'll be able to find out all the other resources and helps and tips that are available for you. God bless you. Thanks so much for tuning in today.